Hey guys! We're about to get more updates on the Dallas Cowboys performance. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Let's talk about Dak Prescott, the incredible Cowboys quarterback who appears to be enjoying the prime of his NFL career over the last 4 games. After the loss to the San Francisco 49ers, something changed, and Dak Prescott led a stunning turnaround. In the last 4 games, he has declared himself the best quarterback in the NFL, throwing for 1,354 yards and 12 touchdowns, as well as 2 touchdown runs. Surprisingly, he only had 2 interceptions in that span. Prescott's stats are impressive, with a completion rate of over 73% in every game. Additionally, his quarterback rating was 109.3 or higher in each of those 4 games. Former NFL quarterback Dominique Foxworth argues that, given all advanced analytics, Prescott has been the better quarterback. Despite facing challenges, such as an experimental line and a subpar ground game, Prescott has stood out. Foxworth recently stated on ESPN that, statistically, Prescott has been the leader in virtually all advanced information. From watching the games, it is clear that he is not receiving solid protection and the experimental line is struggling. However, even in the face of these obstacles, Dak Prescott continues to stand out as the best quarterback in the NFL right now. Tony Pollaard's ground game isn't as present, although CeeDee Lamb is performing well. However, I believe Dak Prescott is simplifying everything for everyone around him, including the coaching staff. Before the game against the Giants, Prescott made 13 sacks in 3 games, facing difficulties protecting the offensive line. Even so, Dak continued to create plays, using his improvisation skills as a weapon. Not that it concerns the ground game, the transition to Tony Pollard as the primary running back hasn't been completely smooth. Getting it has been challenging, with only 1 game over 100 yards and just 2 games over 34 yards for the Cowboys. Thus, Prescott cannot rely entirely on the running game, as some imagined. However, that doesn't seem to be a problem as Dak continues to find ways to make plays and score points. Additionally, Prescott has received a grade of 90 or better from PFF 4 times this season, which is the most in the NFL. While there are discussions about the MVP, it is necessary for Prescott to maintain his elevated performance for a longer period of time, possibly until Week 14 when the Cowboys face Philadelphia. However, right now, it's hard to find a quarterback who is playing at a higher level than Dak Prescott. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones expressed support for Prescott, stating that he deserves to be in the MVP conversation. Jones stated during his weekly briefing on 105.3 that Dak Prescott is performing at a level worthy of the NFL MVP title. The fan was Sean and RJ witnessed games that, in my opinion, represent the best performances of Prescott's career, and many of them are among the best I've ever seen. The highlight is his consistent ability and, of course, how he has impacted these matchups. In the last 4 games of the season, Prescott has racked up an impressive 1,354 yards, 12 touchdowns and just 2 interceptions. During this period, the Cowboys achieved a record of 3 wins and 1 loss. The Dallas quarterback led the NFL with a remarkable 70.7% completion rate, and he is tied with 4 other quarterbacks for 3rd most passing touchdowns in the league with 17 total. Jerry Jones, admiring not only Prescott's athletic ability on the field but also his work ethic and mentality, points out that he not only makes things look simple, but is truly in an exceptional position, both physically and mentally. Jones praises Prescott's hard work, time and adjustments made over the past year. He emphasizes that we are reaping the rewards of these efforts, saying that when you bring the hard work from the classroom to the training field and ultimately the game, it pays off. For Jones, Prescott is the best example of taking teachings from the classroom to the field, and the results are evident. In the Dallas Cowboys scenario, after a big divisional victory, the loss of Leighton Vander Esch may require the team to look for reinforcements. In terms of possible additions, The name of former Tennessee Titans and Los Angeles Raiders linebacker John Brown comes up. Vander Esch's absence is a huge casualty, especially considering his recurring neck injuries, which could be threatening his career. However, the Dallas team needs to find a proactive solution to move forward. An immediate option would be to bring in Brown to strengthen the defensive line. While Brown is no Vander Esch and likely won't fully replace Evans, who had a solid performance after being called up from practice time, it's crucial to ensure the Cowboys have multiple experienced options. While Evans has demonstrated competence in a limited capacity, there is no guarantee of his consistency. Adding someone like Brown would provide the roster with at least several experienced options. While Evans has excelled recently, Brown has shown flashes of high-level NFL play. Signing him to a practice squad contract poses minimal risk but could potentially boost defensive capabilities, especially considering his experience after 2 seasons in the league. John Brown appeared to be a rising star in the NFL, with the Titans building an identity around maximizing the performance of their defenders. Brown, a 5th-round pick in 2017, spent his rookie year adjusting to the league, but in 2018 he showcased his skills with 64 solo tackles, 6 sacks, 2 forced fumbles and 6 passes defensed in just 9 games started. He continued to impress in 2019, defending 8 passes and making 1 interception, as well as recording 69 solo tackles despite facing injury challenges. As Dallas decides how to handle the Vander Esch situation, we look at the departure of Anthony Barr, a former linebacker who signed with the Minnesota Vikings in 2022. While not waived by the Cowboys, Barr signed with the Vikings on November 13th. While the Cowboys and Vikings were advancing in the playoffs, their potential meeting would depend on both winning their divisions. As a fan, what is your opinion on the John Brown situation? Leave your comments below.